It's not an understatement, I feel, to say that virtual reality is the hot topic at the moment, as of course we just got the reveal for the Oculus, but we don't know much about the PlayStation VR. Now, I have some interesting comments from GameStop CEO Paul Raines, and he offered his insight into the PlayStation VR, and according to him, it has the, quote, strongest title count. Now, he made these comments at the ICR conference 2016 and basically said that they are planning on VR being a big part of their future naturally, and apparently PlayStation VR has the strongest list of titles so far. And he said, quotes, the more important thing will be the title count at launch. I think that's going to be big, and from what we can see at this point, Sony seems to have the strongest title count. Now, he's also expecting that accessories and other items related to VR in general will be big once virtual reality is, of course, out in the wild. And he said, quote, I certainly think GameStop is going to be a store you're going to want to buy your virtual reality products at. And it will come with a variety of accessories, by the way. There'll be goggles and gloves and motion controls and all sorts of things. So it's very promising in a lot of ways. Now, he did add that all three headsets are looking great, but they won't get quote-unquote caught in the trap of factoring in VR sales just yet, as they are sort of hoping to get a similar market share to what they had with the recent console launch with VR. They want to replicate that, but they're not going to get too bogged down in the nitty-gritty. They're just going to wait and see what happens, and hopefully, they want to be successful. Now, I am certainly hoping that virtual reality is successful. I can't really give an opinion on GameStop. We don't really have it in the UK. We have Game and HMV, which isn't even a game specialist shop. It sells other things too. As I said, there used to be Game Station. Of course, there used to be Blockbuster, but it's pretty much just Game now. Can't really offer an opinion on the company. I've, of course, heard various bad things from Americans and just people in general, but I haven't actually experienced them myself. But I do want virtual reality to be successful. Which one is most successful? Well, that comes down to various factors, and launch titles are definitely going to be one of those factors, as well as, of course, price. But if you have a strong enough release and a good enough library of games available for the people who buy on day one, then it's going to be interesting. I think Sony may have an edge because it's Sony. But of course, without knowing the actual title count, it's hard to say. And of course, I doubt any of the platforms have many exclusives because, of course, it's a new technology. Not many developers are going to want to take the risk of doing an exclusive to VR thing. Many games are going to have VR support, which is probably the smartest way to do things, but I don't think there's going to be many exclusives to that. So it's not going to be about that. It's going to be about what games you have available at launch. It's probably going to be exclusives to PlayStation VR, exclusive to Oculus, but what I mean is those games won't be VR only. They'll be for PlayStation 4 and PlayStation VR, or Steam normal PC and Steam VR and PC and Oculus. You get my drift. Do let me know your thoughts though, guys. What do you think of his comments? Do let me know, and I'll see you next time.